Disclaimer: the following content touches on very sensitive topics that may be triggering for some audiences. Viewer and listener discretion is advised.
Welcome to RadiHappenings, where we tell you what's happening.
Welcome to RP Radio 909, and you're listening to RadiHappenings, where we tell you what's happening. I am Elle, welcoming you all to season 2, episode 1.
And I'm Sri, and on today's episode called Behind Closed Doors, Conversations We Need to Have, I'm accompanied by RadiHappenings' very own assistant producer and
Hi.
co-host Elle.
Hi guys.
Fun fact about Elle, she also holds the position of Head of Welfare in Radiate's Exco, so technically this episode won't be entirely possible because you can't spell welfare without E-L-L.
Thank you.
Oh, that's so funny. Okay, sorry. Yeah, so what makes today's episode so special is really what we're wearing. The first indicator is purple. So Elle, can you tell us a bit more why exactly we're wearing purple?
Okay, so the reason why we are wearing purple is because purple symbolizes courage, peace, survival, and dedication to ending domestic violence. It represents support for survivors, remembrance for the victims, and a call for the community action. So recently, SOH Club collaborated with Ministry of Social and Family Development, MSF, to hold an event at SOH home ground at W4 called Behind Closed Doors.
Yeah, and today we are joined by Ianna and Jacklyn from the School of Hospitality Club, some of the very people who made Behind Closed Doors event possible. So hi guys, can you guys introduce your name, your contribution to the event, and your role in SOH Club?
Okay, I'll go first. My name is Ianna, and I'm the Honorary General Secretary of SOH Club. And for my role in this event for Behind Closed Doors, I was the Assistant Overall in Charge for the event.
Ooh, how was that like?
I think it was a lot of managing everyone, various departments, and making sure that everything goes smoothly and that everyone is in place and ready for the event to commence.
That's very interesting. A very difficult role to keep up. Jacklyn, how about you?
Hello guys, my name is Jacklyn and I'm the president of the SOH Club, and my role in Behind Closed Door is also the assistant in charge for the overall event.
Would you say your contribution was very heavy in terms of staying relevant to the event? How was it like for you?
I think it was relevantly quite heavy in a way because the event took quite some time to plan and it was much of a paid event, so I think it was manageable to say.
Okay, how was it like collaborating with MSF?
It's our first time collaborating with MSF, and I think there's a lot of things that we had to take note of since it's one of the government, one of the event that is related to government, and pretty much we enjoyed the process. We also, it's our first time planning this kind of event, and it pretty much very different to the normal events that we plan in the club.
Oh, okay. Actually, fun fact, me and Sri actually went for the MSF event. I believe we went on the last day and we did participate in one of the games. I believe it was the 5 stones.
Yeah, I vaguely remember because it was you had to shuffle it, throw it up to the air, then there's a little number, then you have to answer scenario, but I don't remember much about it.
I believe it's a statement, they ask you a statement, then you answer true or false.
Yeah.
that one.
Well, in that sense, do you mind telling us a bit more on why you chose the specific activities? Because both of us didn't really get to experience everything.
But we did heard there's giant jenga and there's lucky draws and stuff like that. So can you elaborate on why you choose this?
We chose such activities for the event as it's a more interactive way for us to spread awareness about abuse, and it's also a way to allow students to learn about such topics that seem very heavy, but it's an easy approach for them to pick up on some new learnings and also learn how to help their friends when they are in need.
Okay, that's quite interesting approach to all of it, because when we went to the W4 home ground, it was very lively. Then we were what's happening here, Then we were looking at everything's purple, everyone's there. Then there's ice cream here, then there's a, what do you call it, lucky draw?
It's very interesting. I love the environment.
Yeah.
It's very uplifting, which I think did help you guys achieve what you guys wanted for the event.
Well, in that case, what would you guys say is the main message of the whole event for you personally? Jacklyn, maybe?
I think the main message is actually like what Ianna said, is to really spread awareness for this whole event. I think abuse is a topic that not most of us will mention, like exactly like how our event is called behind closed door. It's usually not much spoken in public because people might think that it's something that they should keep it to themselves. So I think really the main message is to spread awareness and let people know that this event is created just for them, to let them know that there are always people here to hear them out, to also know that we are always here to help them.
There's always help around lah. Yeah, I feel like it was very fun and engaging to be part of the event. And as far as I can tell, I think you guys did a really good job.
Oh, I agree.
Thank you.
Applause. Cue applause.
Okay, I believe that is a very heavy, responsibility on your end to do something that important. So during the planning stages or execution of the event, do you guys face something that was very hard to overcome? Do you guys face any challenges, and how do you overcome these challenges during the event?
I think for us, mainly I would say it was like communicating, because we had to like liaise with a lot of external vendors, and we had to like liaise through our own team. So there was a lot of like meetings, we talked a lot, we had a lot of discussions, and I think that really showed that communication can either be like a trait for us, like a really good trait for us to have, or it can be a really big challenge, because without like proper communication, nothing would have went well, planning wouldn't have happened, and the event would have happened in a sense. Yeah.
Was there a chance that you guys ever got to really talk to any of the, I would say, victims, or any stories that you got to hear? How did it impact you personally?
I think we didn't speak in person or specifically to people who have went through like abuse, but we did have like the mural, like the board that we actually had like a lot of like students like write messages, and it can be encouraging messages or like personal stories that they have had. So like through reading all these responses, we have like learned a lot about people's experiences, even though anonymous, and we got to like understand more and like empathize with such strangers, in a sense that there's a lot of people that actually have like shared experiences, and I think we really got to connect with them in that way.
Well, that's very sweet.
That's very meaningful, actually. I saw the board.
Oh, I didn't manage to see it that time.
It was in the shape of a heart shape.
Oh, that's so
very
cute. Will you guys ever like feature it, maybe throughout the year, probably? I'd love to see it again.
I am not too sure, but I'm pretty sure, because I hope that this event will happen yearly, and perhaps the board will actually be up again next year, and with even more message from other people.
Okay, that's really nice. Okay, will you guys try to think of another shape, like maybe a star? I don't know. Okay, before we dive into the rest of the episode, we do like to provide a little disclaimer to our listening and watching audience. So this podcast episode discusses topics related to abuse, which may be distressing or triggering to maybe some of you out there. So listener and viewer discretion is highly advised. The content here that is shared is intended for awareness only and educational purposes, and does not replace professional advice or support. Okay, just to clarify.
Yes, and if you or someone you know is experiencing abuse or needs any sort of help, we encourage you to seek assistance from a trusted adult, counselor, or relevant support services. Support is available, and you are not alone.
Okay, so before we start off, we do like to engage you guys a little bit on your opinion on what should media in general out there, should they have trigger warnings or not? So as Radio 909, as a podcasting place, we also post on YouTube. So we're really heavy media, and we really want to educate our listeners and viewers about the rights and wrongs of posting. So I think it's really good that you guys are here also. So we'll play this little activity. It's called Trigger Warning or Not. So how it works is we will mention a topic, or let's say common media portrayals, and we will try to discuss whether or not they need context or any warnings for future reference, or for any of the watching audience as well, just like how we did just now. Okay, so Elle?
Okay, so our first example would be more related to true crime podcast. So I'll give you an example is Rotten Mango. So it's a non-fictional genre that examines real-life criminal events.
Is she Korean?
She's Korean-American.
Korean-American. Then she sits down and she talks about serious topics, like sometimes even about media, politics, that kind of thing.
And
then she does a lot of storytelling also. So what do you think? Should she give trigger warning context before the start of the episode or not?
I think that trigger warnings is definitely necessary. Like in the case that, because we see a lot of these like podcasts through social media while scrolling, right? So people that might have been victims of such topics might just come across the video and it might just come so fast, like they would see the topic and then they would feel affected by it. So I feel like trigger warnings is definitely very necessary. For context, I believe like just simple context, like the main gist of what is going to be talked about should be given, just like a disclaimer. It's like a just in case moment, yeah,
You
for
never know what
viewers.
they'll listen to, get influenced.
Yeah.
Understand. Okay. Jacklyn, what do you think?
Actually, I pretty much agree with what Ianna said. I think if I was the audience and there was like trigger warning towards this like specific video, at least I know that what I will be watching, what I need to take note on, so that I am like mentally prepared to watch. Because it's something real life scenario. So I think it's something that is a need, I would say.
Okay. I mean, true. We never know who's gonna watch out there, especially like younger audiences. They won't understand. Then you'll like think about it differently. They're like, oh my god, this is happening. Why is it happening to me? Then they go crazy.
Or it can be, the topic can be quite sensitive for certain people, and it may affect them deeply,
Yeah, I think trigger warnings is definitely a must, like regardless of how big or small, like you guys said, how big or small the content like is or how is it portrayed. Yeah. Okay, so we'll move on to the next example. So what about reality TV relationships? This one's like very broad, in my opinion. So examples could be, okay, the most dramatic one, keeping up with the Kardashians. I don't know if you guys have watched the whole series. I haven't. Okay, I watched some episodes and they're so chaotic. I can't.
I think same as well. I think it's very important to have all this to be included in the video, whether or not, because you don't know who's your target audience. It could be like you have a specific target audience that you want them to watch, but there's a few small groups that will be watching. So I feel like having those signs, right, can actually let them know that, oh, this specific video is suitable for this certain age group, etc.
Okay, that's true. Yeah, TV, I feel like TV relationships vary between like, is it between parent and child? Is it between partner and partner? That kind of thing. I think the varying by age is most important.
Yes, definitely.
Yeah. I think one good example is Netflix. Netflix has the R21 they need to put in the code, right?
Yes.
How about, I was thinking about Survivor. Do you guys know the show? Survivor, no.
Give like an example,
Okay.
explanation of Survivor.
Survivor, basically they bring out a group of people into the wilderness and then they let them go through a various amount of activities over a few days, then get them to experience what is it like to survive out in the wild, that kind of thing. It's like in the name, you get what I mean? Yeah, so they have to survive with each other with limited resources that they have. Yeah, then the producers basically will manipulate the scenario and all that. Yeah, I don't know if you got heard about it. It tends to be very, ironically enough, it's very emotional. Yeah.
I think for this case, I think like some context would be good, that it's like a filming in a sense, so there should be some like notice that some parts might be scripted, that some parts is not like exactly what a true life experience would be like. So definitely some context, like at the start of maybe every episode, like they have like the short context to show like, oh, these might not be like real life scenarios, that kind of thing. Yeah, I think that would be like more suitable. Yeah.
Okay. I didn't see it in that perspective, but I like it. I like it. Oh my god, I like it. Yeah. Because like, I mean, we can always manipulate media, right?
That's
Whatever you put out there.
Okay, we move on to the next
Scenario.
example. Yes, the next scenario. So the next scenario is romanticized jealousy in movies and TV shows. So
This one's my favourite.
give you guys an example. Do you guys know Friends, the show?
Yes.
Okay. You guys, the more specific example is the relationship between Ross and Rachel, where they keep on going on and off for about a decade. Do you think there should be a trigger warning for that?
I think personally, yes. I think it would be very nice to have like a little trailer, because I think many of us or many teenagers or even adults, they may or may not go through the same thing as them. So I feel like having a little trailer or little like updates on that, right? It will help them like, oh, what this show is gonna be about, how it's gonna, what keeps them going to keep watching the same, like next few episodes.
Okay, true. I mean, at best, the only trailer that they have is like the, the intro. Is that copyright? Yeah, then they'll show like different clips of the season. I don't know if that's enough,
I don't think it's enough. I think there should be more like a proper trailer for
like
what
context lah.
Correct.
Understand. Yeah, I mean, my favorite kind of like romanticized jealousy. I was thinking Bridgerton. You know Bridgerton? Have you all watched Bridgerton?
A little bit.
Okay. So Bridgerton came out years ago, so this does not count as a spoiler alert. Okay. So season 2, there is these two characters, Anthony Bridgerton and Kate Sharma, and then for the whole season they're just going back and forth, trying to get back at each other because they are jealous that Anthony is going for another girl, and Kate does not want to acknowledge her feelings. Yeah. So like they trying to go back at each other to be petty lah. So see who caves first. Yeah, I mean, in summary. But do you think those kind of things need trigger warning? Because I feel like it's very 50-50. I'm not sure.
I would say like it depends on what they are planning to portray in terms of like the show, and what's most important is showing like context about it. Maybe trigger warning not so necessary, but definitely context, and also like I said earlier, like a disclaimer that it might be exaggerated.
Okay, true.
Yeah, because if you're going on back and forth so long, I feel like it's definitely might be exaggerated.
Definitely.
Yeah.
It's how many episodes long? 8 1 hour per episode. I don't remember. Yeah, I binge watched it, so it's too much for me. Okay, anyways, thank you guys so much for teaching us more about if we should put disclaimers or not in our media. That's been very helpful for your opinion. And yeah. So we'll move on. We do have some specific questions that we do want to ask you guys in terms of domestic abuse. So again, trigger warning and disclaimer that this part of the podcast will be a bit more sensitive to those out there who have experienced such that will affect your mental well-being. Okay? So, Elle?
So, all of us here are youths. We are young adults. So the first question is pertaining to that lah. So, do you feel like youths take domestic abuse seriously?
I would believe that youths do take it seriously, or at least like majority of youths do take it seriously, but many youths might not know like the depth and the specifics about what actual domestic abuse might come across as sometimes all you can see is like just scars and not like verbal abuse or like emotional abuse. So I feel like majority of youths do know about this topic, but they are not very aware of the specifics and like have deeper understanding about what abuse is like.
That's true. In any case also, I realized myself that I didn't really touch more or really research more about domestic abuse until I actually went down for your event. Because I kept on wondering, why is this cat everywhere? Your mascot. Then I was like, okay. Then I was like, okay, what's this about? Then I went to Instagram, I went to go and search. So I feel like it's good that we are trying to bring awareness more out there. I think more of what we can do for future, once everyone is more aware, is what is the next step, like the initiative, maybe. Yeah, things like that lah. Yeah. So in that case, like if you could change maybe like one thing about how abuse is addressed, whether it be in schools or workplace, what would it be? It can be like the really smallest thing.
Personally, I think how school or even outside they address is when someone approach them for help. That's when you know that this specific scenario or case is very serious. But if I could change one thing, I think the most important is I hope that this topic can be spoke openly in a way. Because I feel like abuse sometimes, if I was the victim, I tend to keep it to myself. I wouldn't want to tell anyone like what I went through. I'm afraid that people will judge me based on what I went through. So when I meant like spoke openly, I meant like I can just look for someone trusted and tell them, hey, I am going through this certain abuse, or it could be physically, it could be mentally. I just need someone that I can trust, I can talk to about, rather than I am the victim and I'm just stuck there. I don't know who I can look for, and I suffer in silence.
I mean, it does take a lot of strength to actually talk to someone. Well, in that case, is there any like telltale signs that maybe we can look out for when we see these kind of people suffering in silence? What do you think?
I think maybe for school, instead of having like, we do have student counselor, like if we have anything we can look for them, why not we have like an anonymous like letterbox,
Oh, that's cute.
Yeah, just like,
idea.
you can just write like, hey, I do need to speak to someone, I'm afraid to talk to, like have your contact and have a brief about it. Rather than you approach the student counselor, sometimes there are people looking, you feel a bit stressed. So I think that may be an idea that the school can take approach to.
That's true. Okay, like some anonymous increases privacy lah.
Definitely.
I like the idea.
Moving into the same direction, right? Regarding how victims do not feel empowered to speak up. What do you think? Like, what role does fear play in, like, fear of not being believed, play in silence for the victims?
I believe that fear plays a huge role in that sense, as when you feel scared, you tend to like be more like isolated, be more quiet, and you're not dare to like reach out or like talk about it openly. So I feel like it definitely plays a huge role, as it would limit your, in a sense, like limit your courage to reach out and also seek for like professional help if necessary.
Understand? Yeah, I mean, I myself have been through some things in the past, and it does take a lot to go out there to even make a single sound, you know. Yeah, so relatable, guys. Hashtag
Right now,
relatable.
like, a lot of people, they keep things to themselves
Mm-mm.
quite a lot.
I mean, in considering now that we are so heavy with social media, I'm not surprised lah. A lot of people who have bigger influencers may want to go out of their way, or things like things can spread really quickly within a community, no matter how small. Yeah. Well, maybe more on the positive side, what is some healthier coping or communication methods that you think can replace violence when tensions escalate? Like, violence can be anything lah, whether it be shouting at other person or physical violence. What do you think?
I think we always emphasize a lot on communication, but sometimes communication may not apply. For example, like I said, like, but if they're physically, you know, they try to abuse you, sometimes I think it would be nice, like, if you can take some time to cool down, or perhaps take what's that called?
Breathers?
Like walk away, you know, just like have some alone time. Because sometimes you need to keep calm, and then you will know what thoughts you're going to say next. Because you never know whatever you are going to mention or to say, you may hurt the opposite, you may hurt the person, another party. So I think that is something that many people can try.
I mean, I really like that idea. I mean, because like sometimes when we speak, we might speak in the wrong tone and things like that. So regardless of our intention, the other person may feel hurt. One can be more sensitive, one may not be as sensitive also. We never know.
Also, like, when you are in the heat of the moment, you tend to not process what you say. So you just say what you want to say, which again could hurt the other party. So it's really good if we could take a breather or calm down for a minute.
Okay. At the end of the day, we do try our best to aim towards the importance of perspective is very important,
Correct.
right? From what I hear from you guys, humanity, being human to other people is the most important as well, in terms of trying to establish a healthy relationship and choosing to understand the other party, which I feel is very constructive.
We know this conversation may have been very heavy or emotionally heavy, and we want to thank you for staying with us. If any part of this episode felt familiar, please remember that abuse is never your fault, and help is always available.
If you or someone you know needs support, you can reach out to the National Anti-Violence Helpline at 1-800-777-0000.
So if you're a student and you really need help, please approach your trusted adult or even a student counselor.
Support is available at the Student Care Centre W1 Level 1, where you can connect with a trusted counsellor in a safe and confidential space. So how exactly do you book a counselling session? First, you go to the RP website, select the Student Life tab, under the list, choose Student Support, and select Student Care. Or you can follow the instructions shown on the screen or in the description below.
Yes. Please remember that you are not alone, and support is always within reach. This marks the end of our episode, Behind Closed Doors, Conversations We Need to Have.
If you loved today's episode, please don't forget to follow us on our Instagram and TikTok page. It will be RP Hospitality, as well as please follow us on the SOH BCD, where you can know more about awareness for abuse.
If you guys enjoyed today's episode and would like to be kept up to date with future ones, follow us at RP Radiate 909 on our Instagram and TikTok, and at Republic Polytechnic Radiate 909 on YouTube and Spotify.
Thank you for listening and for helping us continue to break the silence. And catch us on our next episode with Makers IG.
This has been Sri.
And this has been Elle.
Thank you. Bye.